Shalom, shalom, family. Peace and blessings. Another blessed day, another opportunity to continue doing what it do. And we continue on in 1 Timothy. All praise to the Most High. Pound status. You know what I'm saying? So, continuing on, man. I mean, praise the Most High. You know, this has been a blessing to me. I pray it's been a blessing to y'all, man. And it's just a good reminders of things, to be mindful of any times that we're in, so we know how to maneuver. You understand that? We know what's going on and why. But continuing on here. All right. I have here Paul commanded, which means he charged Timothy. So Paul commanded Timothy, which means he charged Timothy and held him accountable before God and Christ, that he keep that committed unto him and be sure that he carry out and fulfill his office or ministry. So Paul charged Timothy that he fulfill his ministry, and he charged him by God in Christ. You understand that? So he going to the higher and the highest authority. You understand that? And charging them like you better fulfill your ministry, Timothy. This ministry committed unto you from the Father. You understand? Ordained. So he charged them with it, which is that's a blessed thing when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us really not too sure what I'm supposed to be doing and what I'm specifically supposed to be doing. But you imagine knowing for certain and you being moved and encouraged. Somebody tell me, look, bro, you committed this ministry and, the Most High didn't ordain for you to do this. And you got all you need to do is fulfill it. I charge you to by God and Christ to fulfill it. Yo, that's on the level. All right, so Paul commanded and charged Timothy, which means he held him accountable before God and Christ. You understand that he keep that committed unto him and be sure to carry out and fulfill his office. So therefore, Paul authorized and commissioned, all right, and by Paul authorizing and commission, so Paul authorized and commissioned, that means he commanded duties and tasks to Timothy, kind of like a general to a soldier, right, pertaining to the gift in him. Now, enabling him to fulfill his office of ministry. So Paul authorized and commissioned Timothy, commanding him duties and tasks, right? Kind of like a general to a soldier, pertaining to the gift in him. So Timothy had this gift in him, and it's a God-given gift, right? And that gift enabled him to fulfill his office, to fulfill his ministry. So Paul is holding him, Timothy, accountable and responsible to the fulfillment of his ministry, to the fulfillment of his office in the sight of God. Therefore, Timothy will have to answer to God and Christ himself if he don't fulfill it. All right? Paul charging him, that's putting that flame behind him. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us need that flame, but Paul was moving in the authority ordained as well. So he had delegated authority. Here we go. And that's the next thing I need to mention. Delegated authority. I put delegated authority. This was helping me along my study, because I was like, authority is being like transferred, like in a sense it's like something going on here, what's up? So I looked into delegated authority. So I explained that he has confirmation or authorization by officials. So it's being like confirmation by officials, those who are officially authorized to be able to, those who are in the authority, who are able to delegate it, to give it and distribute it unto others. You understand that, right? So I put direction. So I put confirmation by officials, authorization, direction, and focus and purpose, accountability. So these were just things I wanted in my mind while meditating on that delegated authority. So moving forward here, I put Timothy was charged by Apostle Paul in the sight of God to do all instructed and commanded. So Paul giving him instructions and commands as a servant of the Most High God, stirring up the gift within him that God gave him to fulfill the ministry, which Paul making clear to him what it is and how to go about fulfilling it. So I put this office of command was entrusted to Timothy, right? Given or passed to him, we're talking about delegated, given and passed to him with the divine responsibility to perform and carry it out. So to perform and carry it out satisfactorily. I got to read it again. So this office or command was entrusted to Timothy, given and passed to him with divine responsibility to perform and carry it out satisfactorily. Meaning he got to do it to satisfaction. He got to accomplish it and fulfill it, right? To expectation. Now, this authority was given or passed or delegated by one it was authorized by one in authority. Paul was in authority, and the authority that bear witness to Paul being an apostle, and Paul being an apostle of the Lord, is the power that he moved in. In the church, the apostles received him. You understand that, and they witnessed and bore witness to the ministry and the gift in Paul as well. So he was official, and Paul was also he was directed by the Lord to go fulfill his ministry directly. He didn't need man to solidify that or anything. But Peter them, lend hand with him in fellowship, you know what I'm saying, and say, hey, just don't forget the poor, go do what you do. They knew the gift was in them, and they prayed and fasted and laid hands on him and sent them out, him and Barnabas, you understand. So that's still authority delegated. And so we seeing something here, some major going on. There's importance to it too. But either way, so Timothy had to fulfill that to satisfaction, to a satisfactory level. You understand that. And Timothy was expected to do this without spot or blemish, to be blameless. That means unrebukable. So Timothy was expected to do this, to do what? To fulfill his ministry in his office without spot or blemish. Now, spot or blemish will be immoral or wicked behavior. So you must do and fulfill your ministry without doing things in immorality or without operating wickedly or any wicked contrary behavior, right? Timothy was also expected to fulfill his ministry and to be blameless while doing it. That means he must be unrebukable and strive to be unrebukable. And that means he must be innocent of wrongdoing, not able, and meaning those who he ministered to and those who are around, they should not be able to find fault with them, right? Unrebukable. So this is what bishops and shepherds and elders and pastors and preachers are supposed to be striving for, to be blameless and to be without spot or blemish. Don't be operating immoral, don't be operating contrary, because you gonna be blamed if you do that. And you need to be striving to be unrebukable or blameless. You understand that, right? Innocent of wrongdoing, because if you do wrong, you're gonna get corrected for it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be found fault with, because if you do, when it come out, it ain't no good look. You know what I'm saying? So also he was commanded to operate and to live without spot, unrebukable until Christ returns. So he won't just say, hey, Tim, you got to do this, be unrebukable, be blameless, and be without spot or blemish, just while you doing this and that. No, do it until Christ return. You understand that? Man, that's a high expectation. That's a high level of responsibility. And yeah, that's on the level, right? We gotta, that's on the level. That says a lot, be blameless. That means you do wrong, somebody can blame you for what you did. You did this, bro, that wasn't right. You got to strive to not even be able to be blamed, and you can do it through the Spirit of the Most High if you're moving in the spirit of holiness and love and doing all that you're doing in love. So further on, homing in on what it means to charge. Okay, this helped me out greatly right here. To charge. So when they mention Paul charged Timothy, therefore, charge means to instruct and direct with expectation of fulfillment, with the one who's instructing or directing you having and being in a position of authority. So to charge means to instruct and direct with expectation of fulfillment. The person who is instructing and directing is in a position of authority. An example of this is like an officer or a general to a soldier, or parents to children, or leaders to followers, you understand, or like the Lord to his servants, right? And this is about accountability and responsibility, right? I put here, when you are charged with something, you are being held responsible to fulfill it in agreement, committing to perform it in respect and honor to the authority. You understand? So I thought about this when I was talking about God. I said, if I tell my wife something like, hey, babe, look, make sure you do such and such and such and such, or whatever the case be, right? Before I get back home, please, right? And I have that she say, okay, then I have that expectation that it's going to be done. I trust her. So, I say, hey, babe, make sure you do this. I'm putting like a heightened sense of importance. So when someone charges someone, it's a heightened sense of importance. So if I say, hey, babe, make sure you take care of this before I get back home, or, right? If it's a bill, let's say, for instance, or something that need to get paid. Hey, babe, make sure you take care of this. So, she be like, okay, then I'm charging her to do, I'm instructing her to do it, and I'm holding her accountable, if she don't do it, but I'm emphasizing the high expectation and the seriousness of that it needs to be done, because it's a timely matter, right? Just giving a quick example, but that's still authority because I'm the head of my household. You understand? That's my wife. You feel me? So it's the same thing in all aspects of authority. When one is charging or you have an expectation, well, I tell the children, look, you better not, go over here or do such and such. You understand that? I'm expecting you to agree to that, and when you agree to it, I'm expecting you to fulfill that. And if you don't fulfill that, you're gonna be accountable for your own actions. And the consequences that come by it is going to be by you not fulfilling what you committed to, that I was expecting and instructing you to do. So it's on a level. That brought a lot of clarity to me and helped me out a lot. So when you are charged with something, you are being held responsible to fulfill it in agreement, committing to perform it in respect, honor, and honor to the authority, and servitude as well, because you being instructed to do things, so you fulfilling it is like servitude, is like serving in a sense too. So praise the Most High for authority, delegated authority and order. All right, and I had some quick notes up here on the top that I wanted to touch on too. And this was just to help me. I just wrote them. I'm gonna just go over them. I put here, don't just send anyone out. Be sure to build up those around you. Be sure to build up those around you. Help one another, especially those struggling. Take time to study. Be prepared. Be prepared. You understand that? Be examples. Live it. Others will catch on and mimic what they see. You hear that? Be examples. Live it. Others will catch on and mimic what they see. Real talk. And those who are contrary gonna separate themselves. It's so blessed. You see that? You ain't got to force no courses or nothing. Those who in the spirit and those who seek to serve the Lord, if you serving the Lord and you following the Lord, then they're going to be picking up and taking on certain things as we being the examples we need to be. And I put here, I got to roll. Shalom. Yeah, I'll finish this later. Yeah.